So on this channel, I've made a number of videos breaking down how Google Antigravity works, but I've never really walked you through the beginner steps that you need to know if you're completely new to building your first ever app. So in today's video, what I'm going to do is walk you through 8 simple steps. Just think of this video as a beginner's guide to using Google's Antigravity to help you build and launch your first app in 2026. So these are the different steps that we're going to go through, and we're going to start off with one of the first ones, which is that you want to find a similar app that you want to replicate and check how they're able to monetize. This is something that most people don't really think about, but it's the one tactic that's helped me with all of my different ventures. I've never really wanted to recreate the wheel. Instead, what I've wanted to do is look at what someone else is doing, figure out how I could replicate the success that they've had, but put my own spin on it in my own way. So this is a strategy that I would recommend that you use as well. But of course, you need to have an idea of what type of app you want to build in the first place. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. If I just go over to Google, let's say if I wanted to build some sort of tracker app that's going to help business owners when it comes to tracking their employees' time logs and everything when it comes to that side of things, I'm just going to type in this search term that says freelancer timer tracker app, and I'm going to click on search. And of course, there's going to be so many different versions of this. As we can see, there's popular ones like Clockify, never used it, but I've heard of it. There's going to be these ones over here. There's going to be a few different ones, but this is where your creativity is now going to come in, because you want to see what other people are doing and try and make your one a little bit different than the others. That might be making it a little bit more simplistic, maybe making it a bit more modern, maybe even integrating AI into it in some way, shape or form. But the point is, you just want to find a couple different apps, see what they're doing, see how you can change things, but most importantly, try and figure out how they're getting traffic and how they're able to monetize. Take this one over here. So this is a tracker app that's mainly for Australians. So as you can see, it says Aussie right there. And if we just click into pricing, this is the type of research that you want to do. Just take a look at how they're able to price it, what they're doing. As you can see, they've got a monthly and an annual. They've got 2 different packages, and these are the prices that they're offering. And of course, you want to do a lot more extensive research than that, but that's the premise of the first step that you're going to take. But moving on to one of these second steps, which is that you want to create a structured plan for the idea of the app that you're going to build, and also get some clarity when it comes to the branding of your app as well. Even though, yes, Google Antigravity is going to be able to build everything out for you literally within 10-20 minutes, depending on your skill level, you still want to make sure that you go into it understanding what type of branding you want, because it's going to make your job as well as Antigravity's job that much more easier. And there's so many different ways that you can do this. Of course, you're going to use something like AI to assist you. And there's this tool over here that's going to help you when it comes to being able to build out a prompt that's going to ultimately help a tool like Notebook LM give you the steps and just a general blueprint of what you're going to build. So what you can do is access this prompt builder. I'm going to leave it linked down below. Should be the top, maybe second link in the description. You're just going to select Notebook LM just like this. It's going to take you through a series of different questions. The first one is going to be, what type of digital product are you creating? You've got all of these different options, but the one that you're going to select is of course going to be AI built web app. Just go through all of the questions, try and be as specific as possible. At the end of it, it's going to give you a custom prompt. And it's going to be with this prompt that you're now going to paste it into Notebook LM. It's completely free for you to use Notebook LM. And the reason why you're using it is because it's going to give you ideas when it comes to the brand name. It's going to give you ideas when it comes to the color scheme. It's going to give you all of the different steps that you need to be aware of when it comes to being able to launch your web app in the most efficient way possible. And another good thing about Notebook LM is the studio feature. You're going to be able to use it when it comes to essentially creating a custom, unique mini course based on anything that you're dealing with, any issue when it comes to building and launching your app. So this is definitely a helpful feature when it comes to gaining clarity on how you're going to brand this new app that you're building. But once you've got all of that planning out of the way, all of that research, the next step in this process is that you now need to download Antigravity and just understand the interface. And to download it, it's not difficult whatsoever. You're just going to go over to antigravity.google. The page is going to look similar to this depending on when you click into this video. And if you didn't know by now, Antigravity is completely free to use. Now, for those of you that have maybe been living under a rock and you're not really sure of exactly what Antigravity is, it's Google's latest AI tool, and it's going to act as a coding developer team. You're going to have multiple different aspects to it. It's going to be able to do so many different things, from design to the back end. You don't need to know coding. You're going to use it when it comes to helping you build your app from start to finish. They've definitely done a really good job of being able to get people to build apps without having to spend a lot of money on expensive developers or having to go out there and learn how to code yourself. So all you got to do is go over to this URL. You're going to download it onto your computer. And once you've done that, this is the next page that you're going to see. So it's super important for you to get an understanding of the interface and how to use it and how all of these different things work. Now, don't worry, you don't need to know every single aspect. Even though I've been using it for a month, maybe 2 months now, I still don't know every aspect of it, but I've still been able to use it to build fully functional apps. But let me quickly break down some of the most important things. So all of your projects that you're going to make with Antigravity are going to be saved directly on your device. And it's going to show you exactly where it's going to be saved. So there's a folder called Documents on my computer. It saved it there, and it's created another folder within that called Antigravity. So if I ever want to change it, I'm going to be able to do it over here. But for the most part, the main important thing that you need to know is that when it comes to being able to prompt Antigravity, it's going to come down to clicking on Open Agent Manager. Because what this is going to do is that it's going to open up this interface, and this is where you're going to be spending the majority of your time. Now, let me quickly break down this side of things. So initially what you're going to see is these two different options. So if I click into this one's going to bring up all of the different models. And the good thing about Antigravity is that when it comes to building your app, you can either use Gemini 3 Pro, you can use Claude Sonnet, Claude Opus, or GPT. And to be honest, each of these different models have their own speciality, but I'm not going to be going through that today. I've got another video coming out real soon where I'm going to explain all of these different models. So be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you don't miss my future videos. So these are the different models that are available. If we just go over here to this one, in this setting, you're going to be able to change the conversation mode. So if you want Antigravity to take its time and go through every single step of your app in detail, maybe come back to you, ask your opinion before it moves forward, you can select the planning stage or planning mode. But if you want it to go straight to work, start building everything out in the quickest time possible, you can select fast. When you open up this left side, what it's going to do is bring up your previous chats. So all of your previous prompts, all of your previous sessions with Antigravity, you're going to be able to see it over here. But the point of this step is for you to get familiar with how Antigravity works. And don't worry, I've got another video coming out real soon where I'm going to be able to spend a little bit more time on this step. So don't forget to subscribe down below. But swiftly moving on to the fourth step in this entire process, which is that once you've got your Antigravity downloaded and you're ready to build your app, what you want to do is get a custom prompt for Antigravity to build the best app possible. And when I say custom prompt, all this means is in this box over here, you're going to tell Antigravity what you're trying to build. And of course, you could just type it out, maybe go back and forth. If you need to change anything, you're going to be able to do it. Antigravity is free to use, so it's not a real issue. But if you want to get a strong foundation for the app that you're trying to launch, it's always good for you to give Antigravity all the instructions from the very beginning, because it's going to be easier for you as well as Antigravity when it comes to just gaining clarity on every single aspect of the app that you're trying to launch. And the way that you can get this custom prompt is by going back over to this prompt builder. Once again, you're going to be able to find it linked down below for completely free. And all you got to do once you've clicked that link is go over to the AI tool that we're working with, which is going to be Antigravity. So I'm just going to select it like this. And it's going to take you through a similar process to what I showed you earlier with Notebook LM, where it's going to ask you specific questions, and depending on the answers that you select or that you type in, it's going to give you that custom prompt at the end that you can now paste into Antigravity. And the app that I'm going to build is going to be something similar to this one that I showed you. And the purpose of the app is for small business owners to track the amount of hours that their employees or freelancers have worked, so that they're going to be able to know exactly how much to pay them. So I'm going to build out a simple version of this. And from what I'm going to show you, you're going to be able to get the ideas as to what you need to do for your own app. So for question one, what type of app do you want to build? If you're not able to find the specific one, don't worry. You could just click on something else. It's going to open up this text box, and what I'm going to do is just type in freelancer time tracker, and then I'm going to click on next. Question 2 is, who is this app for? I'm going to say small business owners. In terms of what problem is this app going to solve, I'm just going to say that this app will help small business owners track and manage the time that freelancers do on a specific task with a simplistic dashboard. So I'm just going to use this, click on next. What should the user input for them to get results from the app? So it's going to be mainly numbers, but I'm just also going to say numbers and a countdown timer, and then click on next. What should the app show the user after they click continue? I'm going to say that it should give charts and a visual breakdown. Let's click on next. Ideal color scheme is going to be green and white, and let's click on generate prompt. Okay, there we go. So it's now come back with the full prompt. What I'm going to be able to do is copy it like this. And bear in mind that when it comes to using this prompt builder, if you wanted to sign up to it, you're going to be able to do that for free at the time of me recording this video. And then you're going to be able to save all of your prompts in your history so that you can go back and refer to them. So what I'm going to do is just copy the full prompt, go back over to Antigravity, and I'm just going to paste everything in there just like this. Leave it on Gemini 3 Pro today. I may use Claude Sonnet next time, but let's go with Gemini. And I'm also going to leave it on fast for the sake of this video. And then I'm just going to click on send. And instantly what it should do is go straight to work to start coding everything out. And once again, you're not going to need to know coding or anything like that. All you need to do is just enter the prompt, and straight away what it's going to do is start building everything out. But one of the additional benefits of using Antigravity is that it's also going to access your browser directly. And once it's built out the entire app, it's going to test it out, make sure that it works as it should. It's going to make improvements to it. It's going to check everything, make sure that everything is functional before it comes back and tells you that it's completed the job. But I'm going to go back to the app in a moment and show you exactly what it was able to build. But before I do that, I just want to quickly go on to one of the next steps, which is really important. And I don't really see that many people on YouTube talking about it when it comes to using Antigravity or any type of web app builder, which is the fact that you need to set up backend features. For example, sign up feature, you're going to need some sort of database, you're going to need payment processors, and there's going to be so many different moving parts when it comes to integrating this into your app. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not going to say that this is 100% straightforward. There's definitely going to be a learning curve when it comes to implementing all of this, but just to kind of give you some insights into how this works, there's different back-end platforms that you can use. For example, Google has their own one and it's called Firebase. There's another database platform that you can use as well called Supabase. And all of these different platforms work in a very similar way. So it all depends on what you're trying to build, what you enjoy using. They're free to use so you can test them out. But you're also going to need to set up a payment processor as well. A lot of people ask me this, Sam, when I build my app, how exactly can I monetize it when it comes to direct monetization in terms of collecting payments? The way that you're going to do that is with a Stripe integration. So you're going to need to go over to stripe.com, sign up for an account. From there, you're going to be able to now get all of your different access codes or API keys. So again, there's going to be a lot of moving parts when it comes to this particular step over here. And I don't want to overwhelm you guys, but this is definitely an important part of the process that you're not going to be able to skip. You're going to have to spend some time researching it, understanding it, but I've got more videos coming out about this step as well. But moving on to one of the next things that you need to do once you've connected all of your back-end databases, which is that you now need to test the app yourself and make sure that you're happy with how it functions. So if I just open up the app, as you can see, this is what it was able to build. So this is the homepage. As you can see, it looks super professional. It looks decent. Based on the prompt that I entered, it seems to have done a really good job. And I've also got this login feature as well. So what I can do is just click on this. And in Antigravity, what I've done is created dummy login details for the business owner, admin, as well as the freelancer admin as well. So let's first and foremost go over to the freelancer backend. I'm just going to sign in. Okay, perfect. So as you can see, it's created a profile. It's also created a log where I'm able to log all of the work, or the freelancer is going to be able to log all of the work that they're doing. And it's also got this time tracker as well. So I'm going to be able to give access to a freelancer, to an employee. They're going to be able to log in. And let's say they're working on a email campaign. They're going to be able to type it in there just like that. They're going to be able to start their work. And all they need to do is click on start timer. And right there, as you can see, the timer has now started. So they're going to be able to get on with their work, do what they're doing. When it gets to a certain point, once they finish, they're going to be able to click on stop and save. And if I go over to the logs, as you can see, it's now here. But if I log out of the freelancer account, click on login, now log into the business owner account, as you can see, it's also been logged in here as well. And I'm going to be able to click on reports, get detailed reports on what all of the different freelancers are doing. And this is basically what Antigravity is able to build. And to be honest with you, this is just the tip of the iceberg. When it comes to what you can build, there's so much more to it. And when it comes to making any changes, you're also going to be able to do that quite simply as well. Because as we can see on this web app, there's no payment setup. There's no way for people to make any type of payment when it comes to using it. So if I wanted that to be added, I could just enter this prompt. All I'm saying is, can you add 2 payment options, a monthly one, annual one, 2 different packages? I've given it all the details as to how much everything is going to cost. You can pause the screen right now, take a look. But what I'm going to do is click on send. And hopefully this shouldn't take too long. It's going to start coding everything out. It's going to start building it. It's going to start integrating it. So I'm just going to wait for it to finish. And as soon as it has, I'm going to be back ASAP and show you the addition that it was able to make on the homepage and just on the web app, generally speaking. Okay guys, I'm back and it seems to have done exactly what I told it to do. So what I'm going to do is just open it up. Okay, there we go. Right there, it's now added this pricing link. When someone clicks directly into it, it's got the pro version, it's got the premium version, it's got the monthly, the yearly. So right there, as you can see, it's been able to do it. People are going to be able to click into it, enter their details, and then from there, that's when the money is going to go straight into the Stripe account. Of course, you're going to have to set up all of the backend things like I told you earlier, but this is how Antigravity is going to be able to make any changes to the web app that you've built. So just make sure that you've gone through everything, you've tested the app yourself, you made sure it works, you're happy with how it functions. If there's any changes that you want to make sure that you make them. And it's going to be from this point where you're now going to be able to deploy your app. And by deploy your app, all this means is that you're now going to make it available for people to use. You're going to be able to get a custom domain. One of the best ways of making a web app like this go live, if you're using Antigravity, is to use a platform called Netlify. It's completely free when it comes to getting started. As you can see on the pricing, they've got a free tier. If you want to take things to the next level, you're going to be able to go to personal, pro, so on and so forth. Just double check the different features that come with it. Most people tend to get confused about this step when it comes to using Antigravity because there's some other web app builders out there, e.g. Horizons, and some other ones where you're going to be able to build your app directly on the platform and launch it directly on the platform because, for example, something like Horizons is also a hosting company. But with Antigravity, it's not necessarily a hosting company. So you're going to have to go to something like Netlify when it comes to hosting it, use something like Firebase or Supabase when it comes to the back-end database, and you're going to have to use something like Stripe when it comes to collecting payments. So that's the basic idea of how it works when it comes to making your app go live. You're going to get a custom domain, people are going to be able to visit it, and then from there you're going to be able to grow it. Which brings me on to one of the final steps that I want to talk about in this video, which is that you need to start generating traffic. Now, getting people to be aware of your web app is definitely going to be one of the maybe difficult things that you're going to face depending on the situation you're in. Ideally, what you want to do is maybe build up some sort of an email list beforehand, because if you have an email list, you're now going to be able to promote your app to that email list for you to get those first few customers through the door. That's the method that I would use anyway. I would put time into building up an email list using content platforms, using paid ads, using organic methods for me to get a certain amount of people on that email list. I'm going to ensure that I send valuable emails on a regular basis. And then from there, I'm now going to be able to inform this email list that I've got an app that they can start using at a discounted price. That's one of the many methods that you can use. There's other ones, for example, SEO, trying to get your web app ranked in Google, producing content around your web app. Even if you don't have an email list, the list goes on and on when it comes to the different options that you can use for you to get traffic. And if you wanted me to make a dedicated video just talking about the different traffic methods that you can use when it comes to driving people to your app and what I've personally used with the different apps that I've built, just comment down below, do the web app traffic video and your specific location. And I'll be sure to make that video ASAP, and I'll also make sure that I tailor it to your own situation as well. But if you've enjoyed this video, you've learned anything, you got any sort of value from it, don't forget to press the like button. I really appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification so that YouTube can let you know once a new video has been released. Check the links down below for all the resources when it comes to being able to build up the best type of AI digital product online venture in 2026. It should be the top, maybe second link in the description. If you want to watch another YouTube video that I made not too long ago, where in this video, I'm going to explain some other ways that you can use AI tools similar to Antigravity when it comes to helping you build up a high level digital product just like this. You're going to be able to watch that video by clicking the link right there. Check that out straight after this because that video has already helped out countless people. And I'm sure if you're able to watch that video from the very start all the way to the very end, it's also going to help you out as well. But as always, guys, I'm going to catch you on that next video. Make sure you stay safe out there. Peace.